So what we have for you guys today?
First of all, hello! I'm Allison, and this is Francisco. We both have separate channels, but for reasons, we live together.
For reasons.
For reasons. You know, not like we've been together for 8 years or anything.
Odd flex, but okay.
It'll come up one way or another. Anyway, you were saying?
So we're talking about MLMs today.
We have some insider and outsider point of views. And they're not that good.
They're not great.
No.
They're a little contradictory.
Only for people who are still brainwashed.
It's not a fun time. Take it from my first-hand experience. This place is not somewhere you want to stay for long.
So, we've been watching a lot of things that have to do with anti-MLM YouTube videos or information around certain companies that we know of, and it's hard for me to listen to because he was in a really bad place when he got sucked in. What about you? How do the videos make you react?
So like what we've been I forget who she is because I'm bad at names. But she mostly like picks apart the logic behind the pitches that all these guys put out on their social media, because there's a lot of social media MLMs, and at least for me it's cutting or foregoing. She basically just doesn't know the retail side of it.
Oh yeah, because everyone that she focuses on is everyone who's in the social media side of an MLM. So a bunch of Instagram and Facebook people that reach out to hundreds of people a day because it's part of their quota. He did something a little bit different.
It's still hitting numbers. It's still the same thing, I'm pretty sure. There's an hour-long thing on YouTube about the slave circle. But at least from where I worked, it was a lot of the same stuff that all these MLMs do, where it's like, let's do the morning get-together.
Gotta touch base.
We're going to touch base. We're going to make sure you know our tactics.
And our scripts.
And it's really all following the same template. And like the whole point of the business is to move product and then set up offices for other people and then have them be successful enough for them to have their own chain. So you're linked to everyone you help out become an owner, and everyone they help become an owner. And then you get money from
your underlings.
Everyone along that link at every end. Almost like a certain shape.
Coincidence? Oh, no.
Enter the Incredibles.
But the way that they explained it to you, I saw how they ranked it.
How who ranked it?
Where you worked, how they said it was. It's not a pyramid. It's everyone here below. The
trainers.
Yeah, well, so there's your trainers. They taught you everything.
I guess you could say managers,
yeah.
trainers, and then assistant owner.
So there's a bunch of people at the bottom. Next part up is less. But then they had it, instead of just keep going up, they brought the diagram part like slightly to the side. So like it's not a pyramid, but it's like a pyramid adjacent. So it's like you took each of the block parts and just kind of slid some of them over. So it's not a pyramid anymore.
Graphically, it's not a pyramid.
We drew it differently, so it's a different shape, obviously. So that was one thing that caught my eye. And I was on the other side of the MLM where I worked in a retail store where his teams would come in and give their pitch for like a few weeks to all of our customers. And it was the most annoying thing in the world.
Oh, yeah. Then, I mean, I guess, yeah. So, the fucking actual selling part, instead of having to, like, bring people to my house and be like, oh my god, it's actually about Prince Castle.
Or, like, I knew someone that would go around to people and sell knives too. It's that kind of thing where...
But I'm annoying you while you're at your groceries.
Oh. I had to hear the same pitch every day, multiple times a day, for the amount of time that they were in my store. And then I would have the customers that purchase those items come over to me at customer service and return said items because they didn't realize that there was a very expensive tax on that item.
I didn't know that part.
It was more than any tax more of a percentage of tax than any other item I'd seen. Like, they would return this item to me, the Somacare stuff, and the stuff would break down. It wouldn't work. It was expensive. There was a high tax on it. And it was ridiculous. Because they weren't given all the information up front. They're given the information their company wanted to give.
Yeah, I only know bare minimum info. I mean, they kept trying to tell me how the fucking business worked. Well, that's cool, I guess. You're just giving me more answers that I didn't know I needed right now.
Yeah. And then it was really difficult that entire time because they're making you drive ridiculous hours. Because, oh, hey, there's a meeting in the morning, so meet here. And then you have this a large chunk of time, and then you're supposed to be at this store by this time and work a full shift. But since that entire thing was in a different city from where you live, and they knew that, and it's what you told them you didn't want, they put you down there, and you had to spend your entire day down there just because of the meeting in the morning. So you're like, okay, well, that just cost my entire day. You wouldn't get home until late.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing as the chick that's trying to sell knives to her fucking friends. But now there's somebody above me going like, hey, the inventory's over here. I need you to show up down 70 miles that way with all of that material, and I need you to sell it all.
Just sell it all.
You have a week. But you have to sell like 100 a day.
A day.
I mean, there was a system to it, like, but it's super annoying. over the PA. We're supposed to draw you in. And it's all fucking scripted. And it's all scripted
it's scripted down to the mess ups in a sentence. It's scripted down to the, thinking pauses. I got to hear him practice because you're supposed to memorize it, which I get that. But you have to, you can't memorize it around certain bullet points. You have to memorize the entire thing.
I mean, the whole thing is that it's a sales act. You're like, oh my god. Guys, there's something going on over here in this specific spot with this specific thing in the way. Check it out. It's only today. Check it out. And then we'd say it again. And then we'd say it a third time just to make sure you heard.
And this would be every time they do this. So they'll do a round of this multiple times during a shift. And a lot of the time that would line up with my shift. So it would be, just meet over here by the women's clothes in 1 minute. Every time. Repeating it. There's what is it? We have a promotion for you today. And it's just, they have to say it a certain way. And they have a microphone. Who decided to give these people a microphone? They can't just stand in front of their booth. Hey, come to my booth throughout the day. No, they have to do one big presentation because this stuff is a timed out presentation.
Yeah, it's an act. It's an act. It's literally supposed to just sell.
But you know who I didn't mind having in our store? The person selling internet, because they just had a little booth and would just have a clipboard and be like, would you like to sign up to customers? But that didn't have to be in my world. Because it was on the other side of the store and they would just talk to people walking by. Of course, they didn't have to do a presentation. But, I'd prefer them over your group. I have a bit of a vendetta because I got to hear a lot of speeches. And they were all the exact same. I'm surprised I didn't memorize it at this point.
And how many times did they go? How many different people did they go? Because every different person is a different product, generally.
We got...
Did they all do the...
They all did the Somacare packs.
It was all Somacare?
It was
every time?
Every time.
My God, it's those...
Every time.
Those, it's like sodium and vinegar mixes, and there's a nickel coin in it, and you click it, and the thing heats up.
And it solidifies a little bit.
You can find this shit on Amazon, I'm pretty sure. Her mom has some from before we even got it, or I got into the fucking business.
And even she had issues with it, right?
It's because people don't necessarily know how to boil well.
No, I understand maybe they didn't do the technique right, but the technique to re-soften this pack is boiling. You have to boil it. And not everyone does it the same. Not everyone's going to do it right. But a lot of people had issues with this thing where it would break and it wouldn't work. And even ours, I think.
No.
Is ours still fine?
I don't know. I think we got rid of it because you didn't like having to boil it after we got the Instapot.
Because why would you have to? Why do this entire thing just to have a little bit of a relief?
The Instapot would have it done in 2 minutes.
Not everyone's got one.
I understand that.
It's
and
ridiculous.
That's why I'm saying. Because the Instapot is also designed to not burn. So the Instant Pot was used for foolproof. But like, any normal person that doesn't have Instapot or is used to having to boil a different product, usually supposed to be with a towel if you're putting it in a pot, and I'm pretty sure we're supposed to say that, or it's supposed to be explained. I don't think so. And even still, a lot of people would still end up breaking them because of having to boil it. So boiling it is just a fucking chore to begin with. But if you've got one of those rice cookers or Instapots, they're pretty easy. But not everybody wants to put these fucking things into these devices.
Because it's the opposite of what you're looking for. You're looking for something quick and easy because you need a moment of relief. Like, oh, my shoulders, oh, my back, oh, my neck, everything. But no, you have to sit here and wait for this thing to be ready. And I know you can use it like 2 times before you can't use it anymore, or maybe it's just the once, but it's ridiculous in my opinion. And it was so expensive.
It was $49.99. I don't remember, actually.
It was up there. But I want to talk about how they treated you.
I mean, they seemed to be trying to be helpful as much as they could.
Everyone's overly positive.
Everyone's super positive.
Everyone
like,
was an extrovert, and I just could not handle that energy.
They're like, no, I'm pretty introverted, but like, I'm not when I have to work. I'm like, I get it, but I don't like you.
We went to 2 group activities, and I got to meet a bunch of people, and everyone was super nice, but I'm not used to being around that. It was interesting. We had fun, but like there were some personality, but the way they talked during business, everything was always positive. And they were always trying to, in a business setting, they're very professional and there are certain things that they have to do, but they can't just be real about things. Or it didn't feel like to me.
I mean, definitely there were a couple of like logical things that I heard. I'm like, wait, you said you're this old and you're on probation.
Speak louder for the mic.
Okay, but let me try to get my fucking thought through. So like, it was a couple of logical confusions that I had with what I'd heard from a couple people after like disclosing some of our personal shit. So we just like to hang out this way, and they're like, oh yeah, I really like to hang out this way. Or like, oh, we have this pet Piper, and they're like, oh my god, my pet dog is named Piper. It's like, interesting. So those were interesting, and then I was like, hey, can you guys, it feels like you guys are like overly positive about what I do when you and I both know you're gonna give me some critiques that I need. They're like, oh, okay. But anyways, dude, you did great today. I'm like, what?
What, like you were trying to get some actual feedback? You were trying to get some actual direction?
Sort of. I mean, I'm also misconstruing and like misquoting hella bad. Because I mean, I also didn't want to fucking try to be the salesman, especially when I have to like round up people. Like the rounding up was the lame part for me.
What do you mean?
Hold on, I'm trying to get this wick.
Yeah, what are you doing over there?
I don't know. I think I made a mess.
What are you... Okay. You talk.
So, part of the act is a form of people wrangling. And I mean, a lot of what would not maybe business tactics are a form of wrangling. Entertainment, for example, you gotta round them up, especially if you're on the pier in fucking San Fran and you're out with your fucking little
Wait,
buckets.
you're trying to reel people in? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're like, come here, guys, come here. Get over here.
Oh, yeah, having to... Yeah, I remember people doing that too. Like, having to talk to people ahead of time. Yeah, we're going to do a presentation, so just wait over here and I'll start it soon.
And it's all to create that fucking hype. You are your fucking hype man, alright? That's what this job teaches you. And this is a lot of stuff I needed, but not from these guys, and not for...
Did you ever tell them your concerns of, hey, this is a lot going to the farther ones. Can't I go to a store that's somewhat closer? But I know that they book certain stores at certain times.
And they're like, I'm sorry, that's just not always gonna happen. I'm like, okay, but can I have my own space so that I can, do the thing that I asked we could do? Like, yeah, it's just not always gonna happen though. I'm like, okay. So he's like, so yeah, how much do you think you're gonna be making? I'm like, okay.
Oh, in the interview?
No, not the interview. Just in our fucking one-on-ones.
Oh, right. You had to do one-on-ones. You had to do, like, check-ins and stuff like that.
He's like, you know you're good? You know your basics? I'm like, yeah. He's like, so why aren't you making sales? I'm like, because I don't know. I don't really like it. It's like, so you want to go? I'm like, I think so.
Yeah, you're like, I'm done. I'll find something better.
It's like, that's totally fine. I'm like, okay. And then I got a call from them, I think that night. They're like, you're quitting? I'm like, I thought I had already made that clear. He's like, what? It's like, you haven't even become a manager. You've only been in the field. I'm like, yeah, and if I'm supposed to be part of the field all my way up, I don't like doing this. So like,
yeah, like if this is all the job is selling things. That's not really.
And it's stuff I don't really care about either. Like
the product.
If I were selling fucking off-brand Huawei. I don't know.
What?
Like Africa, I don't know. South Africa starts a phone brand to compete with Huawei, and it's as good as Samsung. That would be amazing. Like a $50 phone that's as good as a Samsung.
How would they get it as good?
Because check this shit out. Please put a pin in what we were talking about. Otherwise, I'm going to derail really hard.
Wait, what were we talking about?
Oh, yeah. The products that I had to sell at this place. If I was selling some super cheap phone that was as good as like a fucking Samsung or Huawei, not being followed by the Chinese government. So that's why I say, like, in Africa, a South African brand phone. Like, they don't give a fuck. They're trying to fuck with China, but that's a whole different tangent.
Okay.
If I was selling some good shit like that, I'd be excited and be like, guys, oh my god. This phone has 3.0 gigahertz, 12 gigabytes of RAM up in here, and it's a 7-inch diagonal size. This is as big and as good as a freaking Note 8. Guys, today only. Because you're here. Everybody have their fucking chip I gave them? Remember that $5 chip I gave you?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Today only, and because you have it. This phone, generally, online, wholesale, $300. Today, only $40. Just raise your hand. But wait. For $60, you also get the phone pack with a fanny pack designed to hold your phone to show in horizontal view for everyone to see. And a second microfiber chip cloth. And 5 phone styluses. Generally $30 online. But today, only $10 more for the $60 bundle. Just raise your hand and let me know how many you want. Yeah, you? You want 5? Yeah. Yeah. That's how it fucking works.
You want 5?
What? You want 5.
Who?
The old lady.
Did she really?
No!
Do you have to...
No one ever did.
Did you have to say you want 5? Okay.
No. It was more of like a tactic in the whole like in the whole sell hook. It's like, all right, guys, I'm really low on stock. Somebody came by earlier and bought 2. She liked it so much, she came back for 6 more. So I'm really low on stock, guys. I'll let you know how many I have as I give them out. All right.
Meanwhile, they were all stored underneath.
We generally have enough to sell like. I think I was supposed to make like 20 sales in a day. I think I only ever made like 9. Maybe.
So, can I say what I was thinking?
I don't even think I made a sale. I think I left after making a sale.
You're like, that didn't feel good.
Oh, no. It was a day that I was basically making... I was making my numbers that day. I'm like, that's neat. I don't care.
So, every time that they would do this presentation, they would be like, come to my table, and at the very beginning, you'll get a free gift, and you keep it the entire time, and it'll know, someone will know that you came to our booth, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, a free gift. Let's go over there. I wonder what it is. Because people are gullible and they want a free thing. Little did they know it was a teeny tiny lens cloth.
I got a lot of those.
Everyone that I saw, there were some people who were like, yeah, I can use this on my glasses, whatever. And then there were definitely people that were like, I saw walking by, just, what am I going to do with this? We saw them lying around places too, because people didn't want them.
Of all the things, that was probably the only legit part about the fucking thing. You go and you get a free cloth.
You get a free gift.
No. That was a good cloth. Those are good cloths.
Yes.
To their credit, those are very good cloths. But
what?
The rest was garbage.
Everything was garbage. Most things were garbage.
They were all right, but like, you didn't need any of this. It's like, oh, buy it so that you give it to a friend. Buy it for your grandpa. It's like, I don't know if I want to make people buy stuff that they didn't come to get.
Yeah.
And I guess that's my fault from coming with a restaurant background. You guys come in and I have what you want.
Yeah.
As these fucking road show salesmen, I came with stuff that you didn't want. And I was supposed to put it in your basket and take your money.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that. Like, are you sure? I think it's kind of interesting. Like, it is, and I have the numbers to show that it fucking works, and I don't like it, dude. Comes back, checks out. It's not good though. It's not good. I feel bad because, I mean, they weren't bad people.
No one was a bad person. I liked everybody.
Yeah. I just didn't like what they were doing for what I knew. Like, I knew how the sausage was made, okay?
Oh, like a hot dog?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
I can't be selling shit when I know what's going in.
Yeah. I mean, for some people, they were able to make money and have a living off of this, which, good for them, and it's
definitely a hustle, but
it just like you always felt weird about it. You're just like, I don't like what this is.
So like, guys, remember, you can make $100,000 by the end of the year. It's like, whoa.
Could.
Whoa. Oh, okay, dude. So I should be ramping up right now, right? Like, if I start making sales, I'm just going to ramp up. Yeah? It's like, yeah. I'm like, why don't I see it, dude? He's like, you just got to make more sales. I'm like, I don't like that.
You're like, ew, stop it.
So instead, I became a lot more dignified and went to Domino's.
As a delivery boy once more.
I mean, I could have tried to go to like something a little bit fancier, like the Cheesecake Factory.
You would have hated that too.
I mean, I would have hated it the same way I hated Domino's, but not the way that I hated working at the network marketing roadshow.
Roadshow. Lovely. I always hated doing things that were like selling, like door-to-door stuff and...
That's not my wheelhouse, yo.
Yeah, it's not my thing. I'm not that kind of person. I have a hard time selling things that I know you don't want or don't need. Like, I know you really don't need this, but please take it so that I can live. Please. Actually, I never had anything that serious, though, because all of my jobs have been something that somebody was trying to get. They're like, I want this. The only times that it's been not that is when I was younger and doing things for, like, my team. I was doing that internship and I don't know, stuff like that. So, like, door-to-door stuff, hated so much. And that's well, okay, so the one that was the internship, we weren't selling anything, but I think we're handing out flyers. But people didn't even want that. So, I don't know. It's always been difficult for me, at least. Would you say we've run out of steam? Do you have anything else that you want to say?
Did we pin everything? Oh my god! The South African phone company.
No, okay? Go back to that.
Okay. So there's a bunch of politics behind it. So China gets its resources from Africa. A lot of the African countries. I don't know. I'm not sure which ones exactly.
Like what they trade or they have spots there?
They have mines there.
Okay.
And so then they're using the African slave labor there the way that they use the Chinese slave labor to make our stuff.
Okay.
So, slavery right now.
Okay.
I don't think...
All right.
I'm probably super exaggerating on that. But probably not too much, actually. I'm very...
I mean, it's believable, so... I mean, if you
I
can get some more research on that.
I do know that there is a lot of mining in Africa.
Yeah.
That does go to China.
Yeah.
But then I'd love all these countries to, like, slowly bunch together their own independent, like, resource pool, and then I don't know which country. I only know South Africa. Give it to South Africa. Or Egypt. Fucking, they come up with some, like, ancient Egyptian technology revival. And they make the best phone out of, like, nickels. I don't know. But it's a super awesome smartphone that's better than Samsung and Apple phones.
Better?
Better, and they're cheaper.
How are they better?
Because the Egyptian god of Ra imbued these nickels.
Are you serious?
Half serious? Half serious? Half serious in the fact that no, I don't want. No, the Egyptian god of Ra did not make this smartphone.
Okay.
But a technological powerhouse in Africa makes a competing cell phone that's fucking cheap as hell.
But how good is it?
Better than a Samsung.
But how?
Because it's as good as a Samsung phone, but literally dirt cheap.
Like, is it the same?
It's the exact same, but because of how, I don't know. That's where the fucking fantasy falls short, because I mean, I don't know where all the resources are going, but if they're entirely pushed off or like shipped out of Africa, I don't know how they would make a bunch of dirt cheap cell phones. Because the whole thing would be all the resources that are getting shipped over to be shipped over aren't being shipped over. So the resource tax on it isn't there because it's at the source.
Mm.
So because it's from there, it's just being shipped out instead of being shipped. Mm-hmm. And you just start making a giant profit. And I'd love it if it goes full tilt sci-fi mythology. And fucking the sun god Ra comes down and it's like, you know how to make cell phones out of salt now.
What?
I don't know. It's the Egyptian gods.
Okay.
I don't know how they work. Maybe I should probably tangentially learn or read into it as I have done with other subjects.
If it's something that really interests you, yeah. But
I'm all into that.
It's pretty interesting. Oh, the Egyptian religion?
No, like all ancient religions.
Oh, ancient.
Like, as they're put down mythologies, the Greek mythology, the ancient Egyptian mythology.
There were opportunities for me to do that at school, and maybe I should have. Or maybe I should have taken a class or something. It was hard to get into classes, though.
But see, this is why you can just learn everything on your own now, though. It just blows, because at least maybe for those type of majors, like, you could probably find just as much stuff on your own. Because I feel like, at least in that situation, the teacher's like, look at all these things, or like, look at all these books that's supposed to be what we're covering, and here's what I know about it and what you should probably take from it and what a bunch of other people think about it, but you should probably read these. Because this is what the mythology is. This is what we're talking about.
This is it, guys.
So it's like, they're like, hey, check out this fucking playlist of books.
Yeah.
And then...
Because we have, like, audiobooks and stuff like that now.
And then, like... well, no, I... In my head, I still see him bringing out a fucking shelf of books. He's like, guys, here's my playlist. Read these books.
It's fire, bro. Just don't bring any near it.
Please don't. Please don't. But at least... At least cutting that complex of a system of a classroom down to, they just read these books. To me, it's like going to class is somebody spotlighting what you should be learning about.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so...
Well, for me, I wouldn't know where to start.
With, like, what?
Because, like, they tend to break it down into ways that bring you to major points, and then you can do, like, a spider web off of that. So that helps me have a starting point. Whereas if I have something too general, it's like, oh, I don't know what to take in. But I think that we should end this here, because we've been talking for quite a while. So, it's been a good one. I don't know how long it's been, but thank you if you listened. Do you have anything to say?
Come back next time.
Thanks, guys. Bye.